Good morning, I'm Patty Santos. The government shutdown is over, the bill is signed, but there are a few things on that agreement that are going to impact Texans. We're going to tell you about them coming up on GMSA.
Well, people say that it's one of the most dangerous stretches of roads in the entire San Antonio area. And before you step outside the door this morning, we're going to tell you about some of the safety upgrades coming to Southeast Military Drive and why it could mean the difference between life and death.
Must have been going extremely fast to go hit that thing and go right into a living room like that.
Well, neighbors react to the death of 70-year-old woman killed by a car while she was sitting on her front porch. This morning, an update on that search for the driver.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
All right, we are starting our 6 o'clock hour. Welcome to Good Morning San Antonio. Appreciate you guys being with us on this Thursday. I'm RJ Marquez.
I'm Sarah Acosta. We have a lot to get to this morning, including fog is kind of the story this morning, Justin.
It may be. Here in San Antonio, it's not been a big issue, but we are seeing it in sort of surrounding areas. And I do think some of it could build into town. We'll see what that does to the morning commute, but so far so good. I'm going to put it in the forecast for the bus stop just in case it does build in here within the hour if you're headed in that direction. Temperatures are right around 60 this morning, not so bad, and then we'll be up close to 84 this afternoon. By the way, if we do see any fog, it burns off by 8, 9 o'clock, so it's not going to last very long. So warm and sunny this afternoon. Sunrise will be at 6:57, so in exactly 57 minutes we'll get the sun up. Sunset will be at 5:39. Total sunlight 10 hours 41 minutes. Your forecast today: 67 9 a.m., 77 at 11 o'clock, 82 at 1 o'clock, and again we're up to 84 for a high. So that's how we think things play out. And if you're a fan of the warm weather, I've got good news. If you're not, I've got not so good news. There's a lot of heat on the way, and there are some rain chances too. It's just going to be a while before we get there. We'll show you when the pattern may finally change coming up here in just a couple minutes. But over to your traffic authority, RJ Marquez now.
All right, thank you very much, Justin. Let's go ahead and get you safely out on the roads if you're about to step outside right now. And traffic, for the most part, looking pretty good across many parts of the San Antonio and surrounding areas. But our biggest delay is going to be 46 minutes coming in from the New Braunfels area. And most of our delay is going to be right there, right at South 1604 and 35. So let's go ahead and zoom in on that and show you exactly what we're seeing here over by 35 at Olympia Parkway. I just looked at some of the data, and we're looking at about a 25 to 30 minute delay for all of our folks coming in from Roy Richard 3009 that are making their way to Olympia Parkway. Take a look at that. Stop and go traffic right now. This is being sort of recorded as about 15 miles per hour as you make your way through that one stretch of 35. But we've been talking about a lot about the fog. So here's a quick check at things closer to the New Braunfels area. There's going to be south of New Braunfels over here at Engle Road, and you see that traffic moving along in both directions. That's good, but we do have some fog kind of seeping into the area. A couple different cameras earlier showed some fog over by 1103, so be careful if you are headed out in the New Braunfels area, especially along the far northeast side of town. So we'll continue to get you updated on everything that you need to know about, plus we'll check in on traffic on the northwest side coming up in just a bit.
Hey there, good morning. I'm Patty Santos. This morning, the federal government is back open. This after the House passed a stopgap funding bill last night, and then the president signed it. So what does this mean for you this morning? That means more services are going to become available again. With the return of furloughed federal workers, they're set to get back pay, and some experts predict an economic rebound. Now, for the people using the affordable health care plan, the reopening could mean the health insurance will cost more than double. The bill does not guarantee an extension of expiring subsidies. As for flights, if you're flying this morning, it's unclear when flight schedules will return to normal, but SNAP benefits should be available soon. So all of this agreement comes to an end in January. That is when lawmakers will then have to make a new deal. But what if the government cannot make a new deal by then? What does that mean? There is a measure included in this bill that makes it so that SNAP, WIC, and veteran services would stay in place until at least next September. Reporting live this morning, I'm Patty Santos. We'll send it back to you.
Patty, thank you. People in an East Side neighborhood where a woman was killed by a speeding car are planning to take action to make their streets safer. So this morning, San Antonio police are still looking for the driver of a car. They told us the death of 70-year-old Janice Walker happened on her own front porch, where she was sitting when that car sped up and killed her, is proof that something needs to be done about speeding drivers. San Antonio police say after speeding and running over Walker on DeFost Avenue, the driver got out of the car and ran off. Relatives are cleaning up the debris and reminiscing about Miss Walker.
Well, she loved to cook. She was always funny. She was outgoing.
It must have been going extremely fast to go hit that thing and go right into a living room like that.
So neighbors say speeding drivers there have been an ongoing problem, and they plan to call on the city for help with slowing them down with anything from flashing lights to speed bumps.
One of our other top stories this half hour, we now know the name of the man that was killed in a road rage shooting recently. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office identified him as 58-year-old Celerino Gonzalez. The man who SAPD shot him, you see him on your screen right there, 23-year-old David Flores Oyervides is still in jail. Investigators say that the two drivers exchanged gunfire off of Bel Air Drive near Lock Hill Selma and Northwest Military on Monday morning. Officers found Gonzalez dead inside his car. Oyervides' bond is set at $250,000. And this morning, months after a tragedy along a stretch of Southeast Military Drive, today we're going to see some new action from some of our city leaders. Two people, including a pregnant woman, were hit and killed within days of each other near Old Corpus Christi Road and South Presa Street. KSAT has stayed on this story from the very start, and later today we're going to get a closer look at the new safety improvements on Southeast Military Drive. That includes bigger lights and a relocated via bus stop, now all standing where neighbors first pleaded for safety back in August. And this afternoon, we're expected to hear from city leaders about the improvements, and our Avery Everett will be there as they activate this brand new system.
Okay, take a look at your screen right now. This woman, 56-year-old Anita Gould, she is missing. According to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Gould was last seen Monday morning in San Antonio wearing a black shirt, a pink jacket, and multicolored pants. She was also driving a black 2019 Buick Enclave. So if you've seen her or know where she is, call the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. A massive show of support filled the Southwest High School softball field last night to honor 17-year-old Angelina Terrazas, who lost her battle with ovarian cancer. Angelina was a softball standout, known for her fierce competition and leadership. Her pitching coach, Taylor Doge, remembers how Angelina struck out 14 batters in February, pitching through pain that later led to her diagnosis. Her team rallied around her, playing for somebody bigger than softball. The family told our John Paul Barajas that Angelina fought hard, swatting away help and showing incredible strength.
Being with her by her side whenever she needed us was just an honor to serve her.
Do you remember the last thing you said to her?
I told her I love you, and she was able to, whisper at that time, like, I love you too. And I couldn't ask for more.
Just hours before she passed, Angelina received her high school diploma in a special ceremony surrounded by loved ones.
Well, today, if you need to find affordable housing in San Antonio, those resources are now online for anyone to use. Local leaders celebrated the opening of one of the latest affordable housing projects. Village at the Loop is a brand new apartment complex on the northeast side of town. This project started 5 years ago, but has been made a priority to provide affordable housing to those who need it.
What's important is that we build up growth and prosperity. They go hand in hand, and affordable housing is a necessary part in making sure we have the infrastructure for our community.
Well, the city's Neighboring and Housing Services Department has resources online for anyone in San Antonio looking to find affordable housing.
Meanwhile, former San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg is taking the first step to run for Bexar County Judge. He filed campaign paperwork this week and promised a big announcement this coming Saturday at the Backyard on Broadway. Now, current Judge Peter Sakai, who you just heard from in that previous story, he's held the job since 2023. He is running for re-election, so this race could actually get pretty interesting. Nirenberg was mayor for 8 years here in San Antonio from 2017 to 2025. We will keep you posted on this. And the U.S. Mint has now officially ended the production of the penny. The last pennies were struck at the Mint in Philadelphia yesterday, where the country's smallest denomination coins have been produced since 1793. Now, back then, a penny could buy a biscuit, a candle, or a piece of candy. Not so much now, as each one costs nearly 4 cents to make. Officials said the final few pennies will be auctioned off.
Loss for our San Antonio Spurs, but it was a history-making night at the Frostbank Center. For the first time in franchise history, the Spurs had two players get triple doubles in the same game, and I'm guessing that you could probably guess one of them. That would be Victor Wembanyama. The other one was Steph Castle, and it was only the fifth time in NBA history that that's actually happened. Unfortunately, we just saw right there, it came on a night when Steph Curry scored 46 points. That's a season high for the Warriors star. But get this, the Spurs will get another crack at the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night at the Frostbank Center. This is going to be an NBA Cup game tip-off, 8:30 p.m. Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go.
Are they going to leave the court looking like that? Because that's pretty cool. I like it.
No.
Oh.
Short answer.
Just for fun.
I liked it. All right.
It looked beautiful.
Outside with live cam, we got some clouds here in San Antonio, mild conditions. This is what we're looking at next week. Some chances for rain. At least the pattern is improving. We'll show you why coming up.
And with the government reopening, many federal workers will be in recovery mode to pay back debt. So coming up, financial experts show us two main things those workers need to do to get back on track.
And the last hour you saw Jaffney Gray train for the Ultimate Via Rodeo competition, seeing firsthand the challenges that our bus operators deal with on our city streets. Well, coming up at 6:42, we see how she did on game day, the actual competition, and what you need to remember the next time that you see a Via bus on your commutes.
The mystery deepens in the disappearance of 9-year-old Melody Buzzard. Her mother, Ashley, just released from jail with a GPS monitor, faces unrelated charges, but no one has been charged. So we'll break it down. That's next. All right, Texas is experiencing its highest number of whooping cough cases in 10 years. More than 3,500 cases are reported statewide through October, including several here in San Antonio. So I spoke with an infectious disease specialist to learn what's driving this surge and how you can protect yourself.
So about 2.5 times what we saw last year.
University Health infectious disease specialist Dr. Jason Bowling says for most people, pertussis, also known as whooping cough, is a mild illness and won't end up in the hospital. However, elderly and especially infants are at the highest risk. It can shut down their respiratory system.
And when they stop breathing, obviously their oxygen levels can drop. They could have serious outcomes, end up in the hospital or the ICU, and worst case scenarios, even death.
Why are we seeing this increase?
We do see some periodic variation, ups and downs with whooping cough over the years. But there's also a concerning component that there might be some people that are behind on their vaccines that can protect against pertussis or whooping cough.
Here's the vaccine schedule for whooping cough or DTaP according to the CDC. 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 15 to 18 months, 4 to 6 years old, and then one more at 11 to 12 years old. If you're an adult, you get it every 10 years, especially if you're around infants. And it's really encouraged for pregnant women to get it in their 3rd trimester so they can pass on those antibodies to their baby. The good news is there is a treatment, and you can even get preventative medicine if exposed.
I would say that is if you know that you're exposed to somebody, even if you've been vaccinated, you can talk to your provider because you can take antibiotics for post-exposure prophylaxis, which means reducing your risk of getting pertussis.
Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, well, here's a chance to give back and also rep your team. Every Thursday in November, donate blood with South Texas Blood and Tissue, the center there, and score a limited edition San Antonio Spurs t-shirt. You see it right there. It's a win-win for everyone out there. Show your Spurs pride while also helping save lives in our community. To join in, all you got to do is schedule your donation online at southtexasblood.org, or you can call 210-731-5590.
They sent me one of those shirts. They're actually pretty good quality.
They are. They feel good, yeah.
All right, Spay Neuter Network is offering 2 free vaccine clinics for San Antonio pet owners today and tomorrow. It's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on 210 Toletta Drive. The first 100 pets each day will receive free vaccines, including rabies and other important shots for dogs and cats. Plus, pets can get a free microchip and low-cost nail trims. Heartworm and flea and tick preventatives will be available for purchase. Remember to arrive early because space is limited.
Okay, vets, listen up. Of course, we're just coming off the holiday, and now's an opportunity if you are looking for a new job to go ahead and get one. We have an event called Red, White, and Hiring You. It's happening today at the Boeing Center at Techport from 9 o'clock this morning to 1 p.m. And here's a list at some of the companies that will be looking to hire. Check out your screen. That will be Boeing, of course, RBFCU, USAA, the Grand Hyatt, and also SAISD. So several opportunities for our veterans to get out there if they're looking for some different employments.
All right. Hey, I know earlier we were concerned about this fog impacting traffic, but it's really kind of happening outside of San Antonio.
Yeah, it is. So we're going to show you some of our cameras out there. I was trying to look through some of our different TransGuide shots and see what we got. Let's get you out to the roads right now. First of all, let's start right here on the northwest side of town. So good news, nothing major going on here, but also, even better news, they're about to open some brand new flyovers here at the 1604-10 expansion project. So the two new flyovers that are going to take us from 10 east all the way to both directions of 1604. So we're basically getting two for the price of one this weekend. There will be ongoing construction taking place there over the weekend. It's supposed to be nightly weekend closures. But again, good news, I-10 to 1604, both directions. We got some new flyovers, y'all. Okay, so we need flyovers over here at 35 at Olympia Parkway because traffic is slow going right here, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Take a look at that. That is stop and go traffic, about a 30-minute delay for all of our drivers that are dealing with some of the construction activity here. Basically, this entire stretch, 309 all the way down to parts of Live Oak. And before we go to Justin, I want to show you real quick, just a quick shot of this right there, 10 at 1604. I was trying to find one of our cameras closer to the Seguin area. Right now, lower visibility. It's not too bad. Maybe a little bit further up the road, New Braunfels will be a little bit more of an issue. But I know Justin is tracking this, our weather authority meteorologist. So let's go to him for the very latest. Justin?
Thanks, sir. Let's talk about that fog a little bit. So I know this map looks kind of chaotic, but work with me here. So this is visibility, right? In this map where you see the yellow and oranges, what we're detecting as this kind of our nighttime satellite here is where we have a cluster of low clouds. So this is not necessarily fog or the kind of stuff that would lower visibility. In fact, visibility is just fine. That includes here in San Antonio. But where you see this kind of patchier yellow color, that's where we are detecting some fog. And it's basically going to be Victoria over to Gonzales, maybe Seguin, as already just pointed out. But here in San Antonio, it has not been a problem, which we're just not quite getting that temperature and dew point close enough together to get some fog to develop. That's not to say you wouldn't see it in some of the low-lying areas, some of the valleys, almost basin right there as you're coming down on 281, you may see a little bit of fog, but I don't think this is going to impact travel too much. In those low clouds, we're actually looking south, so it is clear as you look south. If you were looking north with this camera, you would see some of those low clouds that are in place. 61 degrees right now at the airport, 56 New Braunfels, 59 Converse in our forecast today, 73 at 10 a.m. By noontime, 80, 82 at 1 o'clock, and then 84 will be our high this afternoon. A warm day, humid too. And that's going to be a theme going forward. These temperatures are pretty impressive for November. The average is 72. We're expected to be up to 86 by Monday. So this is, a warm stretch. It's the time of year where you would expect to start to see some fronts, a parade of fronts coming through. We just have not seen that. And it's been a dry stretch. Since September 7th, we've only had one rain event, and that was back on October 25th. So we've gone really a long time here without rain. We could use some. If you look at the precipitation outlook for late next week, so this is a ways off, November 18th through 22nd, it does appear that the odds may be increasing a little bit, which is good news. But you're not going to really see that reflected here in the 7-day forecast. More of the theme here is going to be the heat, humidity, and maybe some cloud cover over the weekend. We do add in a 20% chance of rain there on Wednesday.
All right, thank you very much for that, Justin. 621 right now, 61 degrees outside.
All right, what really happened to 9-year-old Melody Buzzard? Her mother was just released from jail on unrelated charges. Why this case remains unsolved?
In this morning's GMA First Look, the deepening mystery of what happened to Melody Buzzard.
Ma'am, you're released on supervised release.
Ashley Buzzard, the mother of the 9-year-old who's been missing from her home near Santa Barbara for over a month, sent home from jail with a GPS monitor. But Ashley was not in court to face charges related to Melody's disappearance. She was there to face a charge of false imprisonment after a man she knew named Tyler Brewer accused her of holding him against his will in her home.
We're entering a not guilty plea.
Ashley Buzzard released after a judge ruled she was not a flight risk. And this morning, her attorney, Adrian Galvin, speaking out to GMA.
We're eager to test the reliability, veracity, and credibility of the complaining witness in this case, and we intend to do so.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the very latest on Melody's disappearance with your GMA First Look. I'm Matt Gutman, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Yesterday's pollen count, molds were low at 250, so that's about as low as they go. We'll see where we end up today. That will come your way in about an hour. And your Just Ask Justin question today, we wanted to know who was the oldest, which First Lady lived to be the oldest, living to the age of 97. You see the choices there. You can vote ksat.com/polls, candy QR code. The answer in about 30 minutes.
Justin, thank you. 625, 61 degrees.
All right, coming up, the motive behind the shooting deaths of 3 people at a north side landscaping company still not known this morning. But up next, we do have new information about the man who shot them. We'll be right back.
Federal lawmakers pass a spending bill ending the federal government shutdown for now. But what this could mean for the Texas hemp industry, coming up on GMSA.
A social media food influencer shot and killed by deputies in Castroville this weekend. It's now being investigated by the Texas Rangers. What we know led up to this shooting.
When you see via buses on our roadways, the operators make it look easy, but I'm taking a test to show you it's a lot harder than you think.
I'm so sorry. The awareness that they're bringing to our city drivers coming up on GMSA.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It is 6:30 on your Thursday. Thank you so much for waking up with us. It is November 13th. We got Justin and RJ keeping a close eye on everything because I know at one point we were concerned about the fog, but it's really not happening in San Antonio proper, Justin.
That's exactly right. We're seeing some lower visibility, but fog is not so thick that really it's affecting your commute. But if that changes, you'll be the first to know. Let's talk about what's ahead with some of our headlines here. So yes, patchy fog could affect the commute in spots, especially outside of San Antonio city limits as you're going east. The weekend, hot and humid. We'll see some morning clouds. There will still be plenty of sun in the afternoon. So yes, plenty warm. And next week there is some hope for rain, but we got to wait until Thursday and Friday of next week. So we're still a ways away. This is not a very November-like forecast. Let's look out over the airport, which we can see traffic there along 281 moving pretty nicely. And you can see in the distance there are some low clouds. We have a bit of a cloud deck and, maybe even some fog there in the distance. We're just not seeing it at the airport specifically. 61 degrees there, 56 New Braunfels, 59 Converse, 57 right now Perny, 58 at Stinson, and light winds, which, lends itself to some fog. It's a pretty good setup. We have high humidity, low wind speeds, and so patchy fog will be around, maybe some clouds for a time this morning, but then we break out in the sun. 84 this afternoon. Warm, but it gets even warmer by the weekend. We'll check in on the weekend forecast for you and talk about those rain chances next week here in just a couple minutes. RJ.
All right, thank you very much, Justin. Let's get you right to your inbound drive times right now for everyone that's about to step outside. Good Thursday morning to everyone out there. Everything across the city is looking okay. We got 26 minutes coming in from the Castroville area, but look over here. See that red right there? That's 82 minutes now coming in from the New Braunfels area into the greater part of San Antonio. So let's zoom in and exactly show you what's going on 35 South. This is, of course, due to ongoing construction, and this is going to be the area that we're most focused on. Basically, this entire stretch from 35-1604 all the way up to Roy Richard 3009. We're looking at stop and go traffic. You see that camera right there? It's about a 35-minute delay just to kind of navigate through this one chunk of 35 South, and we're looking at traffic now going to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So very slow going out there. This is construction related. There are no accidents, but again, some major delays for all of our folks making their way through Selma, Schertz, and Cibolo. A little bit further northeast, this is going to be our camera up here at 35 north of Engle Road over in the New Braunfels area. It's a little bit outside New Braunfels. We're seeing a little bit of fog kind of seep through this area. We'll continue to track the very latest out here for all of our folks making their way from New Braunfels all the way into parts of San Antonio.
Hey there, good morning. I'm Patty Santos outside the federal courthouse. Now that the government shutdown is over, we're already starting to see some of those federal workers make their way into the office. A lot of them, of course, going to start getting paid. They're going to get back pay as well. But you know, there are some other items included in this bill that the president signed last night. Let's take a look at them. The bill also came with some extras that you should know about. That means a whole lot of money. We're talking millions of dollars being poured into security for extra protection of judges and executive branch officials and the U.S. Capitol Police. The WIC program will get an increase of over $600 million, which means all eligible families should get full benefits. The military is going to get some money to invest in critical infrastructure, and we're going to have to see what this will mean for our local bases. And of course, we told you in the last hour that this also includes a THC ban that could have a big impact on companies here in Texas. You can read all about this on our website, KSAT.com. Reporting live in downtown this morning, I'm Patty Santos. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Patty. Well, happening today, Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones and District 6 Council Member Rick Galvan are inviting residents to a community town hall later on this evening. They're going to be talking about several things, including how the city is handling the impacts of the federal shutdown, flood mitigation projects, and other important city updates. This meeting takes place from 6 o'clock to 7:30 tonight at John Jay High School on the west side on Marbach Road. And this morning, a woman accused of leaving a 3-year-old child alone so she could run errands is now facing a charge of child endangerment. Take a look at that photo right there. That's 27-year-old Laura Chubb Choke. She admitted to police that she left the child alone in a West Side parking lot. So this all happened around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon on West Commerce near Northwest 39th Street. Witnesses say that they saw the young boy running around for about 2 hours.
The Texas Rangers, they're now assisting in the deadly shooting of a social media food influencer by Medina County Sheriff's deputies. So here's what we know. Deputies in Castroville responded to a mental health call on Houston Street Saturday, where they found 39-year-old Michael Duarte acting erratically. He's accused of running at a deputy with a knife, threatening to kill her. That's when Duarte was shot twice and later pronounced dead at University Hospital. Duarte was a popular creator based out of California with more than 2 million followers on social media. He was in Medina County for a barbecue festival.
6:35. While San Antonio police are still looking for a motive behind the shooting deaths of 3 people at a Northside landscaping company over the weekend. So this all happened. According to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the man who shot them, Jose Hernandez Gallo, was in the U.S. illegally. An ICE official told KSAT 12 that he entered the country in April of 2019 as a minor with his family. The family was arrested and given a notice to appear before an immigration judge, but they have not reported to ICE since July of 2022. The shooting happened Saturday near Haymarket Street and Stall Road. Hours later, SAPD found Gallo dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
The Bexar County District's Attorney's Office is asking for an administrative review after a judge removed a 4-day-old baby from his parents' care. The incident happened last month in district court. DA officials contend that the decision from Judge Mary Lou Alvarez could cause due process and constitutional rights concerns, was a possible deprivation of parental rights, and expose the county to possible liability or confusion. But not everyone agrees.
We just have to be better about how we take care of kids. It shouldn't be about putting something on letterhead and sending over to somebody.
So today on the news at 6, KSAT Investigates takes a closer look at what Judge saw from the parents that may have given her concern.
Okay, let's give you a look at some of your morning headlines. We're starting with President Donald Trump endorsing Governor Greg Abbott for re-election. On his social media platform, Truth Social, the president said, quote, "He is an exceptional governor and man, he will never let you down," end quote. On Sunday, Governor Greg Abbott announced his bid for a 4th term. Abbott has been a staunch supporter of the president and has supported many of his immigration enforcement operations. And this morning, a first of its kind in terms of our economy. An economic move could bring more investment opportunities to right here, the Lone Star State. NASDAQ is launching a Texas edition called NASDAQ Texas. Now, companies can list their stocks both here and in New York as well. The exchange plans to open next year once regulators give it the green light. NASDAQ Texas will be based in Dallas. Okay, the Supreme Court is gearing up for oral arguments on two blockbuster controversies coming up early next year in January. On January 13th, the justices will take up a pair of challenges to state bans regarding transgender athletes. Then on January 21st, the court will hear arguments over whether President Donald Trump can fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. The High Court is expected to hand down decisions in those cases before the end of next June. And even though government shutdown is over, we obviously have federal employees everywhere that are still needing some of your help. And that's what led San Antonio District 8 to show some of their appreciation.
Yeah, with the help of a local restaurant, Pasha Mediterranean Grill, more than 100 TSA officers and air traffic control staff were treated to a free meal.
This was just our way of giving back, right? We know our federal employees have gone through a lot in this last month and a half, and so we were trying to figure out what to do, and we had a local business in District 8 reach out, wanted to help out, and we joined forces, and we're here today feeding over 150 TSA employees.
Everyone always needs help, right? So our turn will come when we'll need something, and we just hope that when that happens, people pitch in just like we're doing now.
Pasha's co-owner went on to say everyone should step up and do what they can to help others during a time of need.
All right, outside with live cam, it is 6:39, 61 degrees, mild morning. We're still seeing some fog around the area, although this picture is clear here in San Antonio. It looks like the commute will be okay here in town. Sunrise coming up soon, 6:57 a.m. Sunset will be at 5:39. What does the weekend look like? We'll take a look coming up.
All right, and give you a look here at the northeast side of town. We have got a sea of brake lights right here. Major delays for all of our folks making their way 35 south over by Roy Richard. Traffic now extended past FM 3009. We're going to continue to give you updates here, plus also an update on some new flyovers that will be opening up pretty soon on the northwest side of town.
Now that the government is back in action, many federal workers are shifting into recovery mode, just trying to dig out of debt. So coming up, financial experts reveal the two key moves they can say can help get their money and their lives back on track.
Oh, Lord, I'm about to hit it, Jesus. Last hour, you all saw that I was literally on the struggle bus training for VIA's annual rodeo competition. And yes, it was fun and games, but I genuinely grew a greater appreciation for the service and safety bus operators take seriously while getting our community from point A to point B. Here's how competition day went.
We have a family atmosphere gathering together to come celebrate safety and innovation.
What is your favorite thing about operating one of these big buses?
My favorite thing in general would just meet the people that I get to see on a day-to-day basis.
We show up every day to make sure that we're being great public servants.
It's actually safer on a bus than it is in your car. That's a testament of the driving skills that our operators have.
What is the most annoying thing that you have to encounter when you are operating on the bus?
Traffic, construction, detours.
These are lives, that we are getting to where they have to go. So we continue to keep SA moving. We're trying to do it in a safe way and making sure we can drop our precious cargo off to where they have to go.
Stop cutting us off. We're trying to operate. We're driving your families around. We're trying to be careful, and we're just trying to avoid accidents on a day-to-day basis.
Do you have any advice for me?
Yeah, don't be nervous. Don't let the nerves get to you. Relax and just have fun.
I can tell you, after some great competition, I was able to walk away with this participation t-shirt and second place, all thanks to an awesome trainer by the name of Carmen. And because of her, we all were able to walk away with some kind of hardware. But I also want to give credit to my friend Joy here and the full VIA team who gave me such a warm welcome. The biggest takeaway here, though, if you're a driver or a passenger, show some appreciation, love, and respect to our bus operators with VIA as they serve our community. And if you're interested in becoming a bus operator for VIA, just search VIA Rodeo at KSAT.com.
Great job, Jeff. All right, we're going to take a live look now over the San Antonio International Airport. Now that the government shutdown is over, TSA workers will finally be getting paid sometime soon. So we're going to continue to update you on the timeline of all of this throughout the day. Meanwhile, the shutdown has taken a huge toll on federal workers who have not received a paycheck since October 1st. So now our Stephanie Cerna reports where financial experts say it's important to take the right steps to regroup.
The government shutdown has taken a huge toll on federal workers who have not received a paycheck since October 1st. So now financial experts say it's important to take the right steps to regroup.
Once paychecks resume, experts say to take stock of the situation before making any money moves.
You want to look at what your expenses are, if those have changed over the time that you haven't had income. And you also want to see, maybe most importantly, what you currently owe. So if you've paused payments on loans or on utility bills, you want to see, how far back you are and how much you need to do to catch up.
Personal finance expert Beverly Harzog advises reaching out to lenders about options, especially for credit card debt, which tends to carry higher interest. She says those with good credit may be able to make a balance transfer to pare down payments.
With a balance transfer credit card, you could get a 0% APR, anywhere from 12 to, I've seen about 21 months lately. And you can transfer your debt to that card and then pay it down monthly, interest-free during that trial period.
Well, as far as the government bouncing back, officials say that SNAP benefits could resume right away. However, the timeline for air travel getting back to normal may not be as certain. Stephanie Cerna, KSAT 12 News.
All right, let's get you an update on these roads right now with your traffic authority. And real quick, want to show you a little bit of the cameras out here in New Braunfels. 35 at Engle Road. A little bit of fog seeping through the area, but visibility is not terrible for all of our folks out there. We'll continue to track the very latest there. Let's get you here to this situation. 35 Schertz Parkway, about a 40-minute delay for all of our drivers coming south. Roy Richard, you could take FM 3009, get to 2252. That'll get you over to Evans Road. Roy Richard will get you over to FM 78. But this is basically, you just saw right there. It looks like a parking lot. And we do have a crash being reported on the far west side of town, 1604 North right here at Wiseman Boulevard. At least one vehicle involved. We have emergency crews on the scene. We will continue to track the very latest out here. Speaking of tracking things out there, our weather authority meteorologist Justin Horn, how are we looking on this Thursday morning?
It's pretty quiet, RJ, and you pointed out there's not a lot of fog here around San Antonio, which is a good thing. Did want to show you one picture here on our KSAT Connect. We did not see as much in the way of the Northern Lights last night as we did the previous night. It didn't set up right. The poles, the magnetic poles of Earth weren't facing in the right direction. But not to get into the weeds here, the bottom line is the colors just weren't as brilliant. But we did get some pictures here coming in on KSAT Connect, and so pretty cool. We had 2 nights there where we had a little bit of Northern Lights. And speaking of colors, I want to update you on Lost Maples. This is courtesy of Friends of Lost Maples, but they posted some pictures here on their Facebook page, and man, it's looking really nice right now. It's a good time to head out to Lost Maples. The colors have arrived. Just make sure you make reservations because it gets busy and crowded this time of year. All right, out over the airport, we can see some clouds there in the distance. That's probably some fog and low cloudiness as we look off to the north there. 61 degrees at the airport, 56 New Braunfels, 59 Converse. Light winds, high humidity. Good setup for fog. We just haven't seen a whole lot of it. Dew points have really increased. We've got some dew points near 60 in a few spots. That's not very November-like, but it is helping to produce visibility down near Zero, Gonzales, Victoria, LaGrange, and some of that has seeped over towards Seguin and maybe far eastern Bexar County. But by and large, San Antonio has not seen the fog. Any fog that we do see should go away pretty quickly. And by noontime, we're up to 80 with sunny skies. And we'll make it up to 84 degrees today. That is well above average. And any sort of rain chance, well, we don't expect any in the short term. Maybe next week. We put in a 20% chance there on Wednesday, and probably a little better chance beyond the 7-day forecast Thursday into Friday of next week. In the meantime, it will just be warm and humid. Great weekend. Just know there will be some morning clouds, but a toasty afternoon. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning. I was inspired by the Netflix show Death by White Knee, which is about the assassination of President James Garfield. I wanted to know, who was the oldest first lady in the United States history, living to the age of 97? The votes are in. Bess Truman taking 54% of the vote, but we got votes for all of them. What do you guys think?
I think it's Bessie.
You think so?
I just trust the viewers. We're always right.
Elizabeth Truman, Justin, for the win there.
All right. Yes, you guys are right. It is indeed Bess Truman. Barely, though, because Rosalind Carter lived to be 96. Of course, she just passed away a couple years ago. Bess Truman was 97. Nancy Reagan, 94, came in third. Claudia Lady Bird Johnson, who you mentioned, RJ, 94. Yeah. And Betty Ford lived to be 93. So a lot of the first ladies outlived their husbands. But anyway, there you go, Bess Truman.
Wait, where's Bush?
Barbara Bush was 92, so she's just outside the top 5. But,
oh, okay. I was thrown off there.
Mm-hmm. He did. He threw a little curveball there. Also, Johnson, the namesake of the school up on the far north side, Johnson High School. Yep. There we go.
Thank you, Justin. All right, 6:52, 61 degrees. Coming up on GMSA Plus, AI making strides in the Lone Star State. How much money one company is investing on data centers here in Texas. That and much more at 7:42 in our Money Matters segment.
All right, welcome back. It is 61 degrees here in San Antonio right now. A little bit of patchy fog, but has not been a problem this morning. So we're going to see a lot of sun today. And it's another warm one. We were at 82 yesterday. We'll be at 84 today. These warm temperatures aren't going anywhere. It's going to be a warm weekend and a warm start to next week. In fact, we could be pushing some records in a couple places here. I do think we'll get some rain chances next week, but we're going to have to wait until probably Thursday and Friday of next week. RJ.
All right, Justin, one more quick check with your traffic authority, and we have got some major issues for our drivers on the northeast side of town. Been tracking this construction for the better part of our morning, and a little bit further down the road here over by Pat Booker Road, looks like we do have part of an exit ramp closure. That's what's causing this major delay all the way past FM 399 Roy Richard Drive. Give yourself about an extra 30 minutes if you're about to head out. And real quick, a crash right here, 1604 at Wiseman. We are tracking it all your news, traffic, weather coming up on GMSA Plus in just a little bit. Stay with us.